The Cathani warship Sovereign's Claw hung in the void like a predator waiting to strike. Commander Velkaros watched the human vessel drift closer on his tactical display, its engines dark, hull breached in 17 places. Another easy victory for the Dominion. Life signs, he clicked, mandibles spreading in satisfaction. 2, Commander. Faint. In the aft section. Velkaros had seen this before. Humans were fragile creatures, soft skin, weak bones, absurdly vulnerable to vacuum. The galaxy had learned this quickly when they'd stumbled into Dominion space 3 cycles ago. They had no natural armor, no venom sacs, no regenerative capabilities. They broke so easily. Prepare boarding parties. Salvage what technology we can. But as his warriors assembled, something changed. The human ship's auxiliary power flickered online. A signal burst toward the nearby orbital fortress, an ancient predecessor structure that had orbited this dead world for millennia. The fortress had been sealed for generations, its secrets locked behind computational barriers that had defeated the galaxy's finest cryptologists. Commander! His sensor operator's voice carried an edge of alarm. The fortress is responding. Anna Chen's vision swam as consciousness returned. Blood matted her short, dark hair, and every breath sent daggers through her ribs. Beside her, slumped, against the broken navigation console, Jixon was still unconscious. His breathing was shallow but steady. "Jick," she croaked, reaching for him with a trembling hand. "Come on, wake up." They'd been explorers, not soldiers. Civilian contractors mapping jump routes through uncharted sectors. The Cathani attack had been sudden and brutal. Captain Morrison, Engineer Park, Medical Officer Rivera, all gone in the first barrage. The ship shuddered. Anna's eyes snapped to the viewport. The Cathani destroyer was close now, close enough to see the glowing runes along its hull, close enough to see the deployment bays opening. She pulled herself to the communications array, fingers dancing across cracked displays. They needed help. The fortress, she'd studied the reports. Everyone had. An artifact from the predecessors, that mysterious race that had seeded the galaxy, with impossible technology before vanishing 2 million years ago. "Anna," Jixon stirred, coughing. "What are you—" "The fortress, if we can activate it." She didn't finish. It was a desperate hope. Hundreds of species had tried to access predecessor sites. All had failed. Her fingers found the activation sequence, broadcasting on all predecessor frequencies. The response was immediate. A cascade of symbols flooding her screen, alien mathematics that hurt to perceive. Then, words in perfect English. "Access denied. Provide credentials." Anna's heart hammered. English. It was speaking English. How? Jixon pulled himself closer, blood running from a cut above his eye. "Try the universal translator codes. It knows English, Jick. It's reading our computers." She stared at the symbols. They were shifting, becoming something else. A question forming from fractal patterns. "Who are you?" Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. What could she possibly say? She was nobody. A girl from New Beijing who'd dreamed of stars. A cartographer with debts and dead crewmates and minutes left to live. Then she saw it. Buried in the code, a pattern she recognized from her childhood. Her grandmother had been a programmer, had taught Anna the old languages. Fortran Kobol. Ancient human computer speech from before the star drives, before first contact. The predecessors hadn't spoken English. They'd learned it. From humanity's earliest radio transmissions, spreading through space at light speed for centuries. They'd been listening. Anna, the Cathani, are launching boarding pods. Her fingers moved, not typing words, but writing code in a language older than her parents. A simple program. The first one grandmother had taught her. 10 print. Hello. 20 print. My name is Anna, 30. Goto 10. The fortress went silent. 1 second. 2. 10. Then, reality bent. Commander Velkaros felt his ship lurch. On every screen, every display, code began to write itself, but not in any language his systems recognized. Primitive, linear, impossibly archaic. "What is this?" he roared. The orbital fortress was moving for the first time in recorded history. Its weapons, dormant for eons, began to glow with gathering power that made his sensors scream warnings, and across every communication channel, a message repeated in Cathani, in Velrix, in Thun, in all the languages of the Dominion. Credentials accepted. Welcome, Anna. Welcome, children of Earth. Anna watched through tear-blurred eyes as the fortress simply erased the Cathani destroyer. No explosion, no debris. One moment it existed, the next it was gone, as if the universe had decided it never belonged there. What did you do? Jixon whispered. I told it my name. She laughed, the sound breaking into sobs. I gave it the first code I ever learned, the one grandmother taught me when I was 7. The fortress was speaking again, its voice now gentle, almost warm. We seeded your world long ago. Watched your species grow, waited to see what you would become. Many species have found our works. All sought weapons, power, conquest. You sought to introduce yourself, to say hello. That is why we choose you. Across the galaxy, on 1,000 worlds orbiting 1,000 suns, predecessor fortresses began to wake, and they spoke with one voice. The inheritance is yours, children of Earth, not because you are the strongest, not because you are the smartest, but because when facing the unknown, your first instinct was kindness. Welcome home. Anna held Jixon's hand as rescue ships appeared through jump gates that hadn't existed moments before. She thought of her grandmother, teaching a little girl to code on an ancient computer, showing her that every program, no matter how complex, began the same way, with a simple hello and a name. End.